Hello everyone, how are you going? And welcome to WSIB ads, or commercials, or something of the sort. Honestly, I really don't have much clue about what these are. It was recommended to me, and so I'm here to find out.
I'm the sous chef here. With any luck, I should be head chef by next year. I've got this amazing fiance, who I won't be marrying this weekend, because I'm about to be in a terrible accident. But really, I should have cleaned up the grease over there, and they should never put the deep fryer so close.
Somebody help me!
Holy moly. That is... okay then. Look, in the same comment that recommended for me to check it out, they did say the WSIB prevented ads, and my goodness, I can understand why this is a prevented ad. I mean, this playlist also did say PSAs, but I didn't really know what it was going to be about. And honestly, I didn't want to know too much before going into it, but I feel as though I should have known a little bit more about what was about to happen. That was insane. Like she said, just an accident apparently happened, but no, that was, I mean, it is an accident, but it was definitely a high-risk accident. As if we look at a risk matrix like this one in particular, you can see that, well, one is severe, definitely, and then it is also likely to very likely. Either way, high risk, high everything. So even though I'm a little bit scared to go skipping back through this entire video, I just want to see, yes, there we go. At least it didn't go too far, but the moment that she is just talking about that grease, it absolutely hits home. Before the accident even happens, you can just feel in your bones what's about to happen. However, what did she say?
But really, I should have cleaned up the grease over there, and they should never put the deep fryer so...
Okay, before we go too far, my goodness, yes, I should have cleaned up the grease over there, and I guess that is just blame games being played in the workplace, going, yes, this is obviously a horrible accident, but at the same time, this person should have done this, and that person should have done that, instead of general workplace safety being taken into account. And look, even though according to the title of this video, it didn't come out this year or even last year, and so there is going to be minor differences in workplace safety and all those kind of procedures, at the same time, 2007 is certainly not that long ago, and so, I can just imagine so many things like this happen every day.
I don't know. I'm working overtime because I want to take my family on a nice vacation. Soon they get a call telling them I was killed in an accident. But hey, I'm wearing a busted harness here. And the company should have checked those tanks to...
Whoa. Whoa.
What? Run, get some help!
Get some help? Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay, I mean, it's kind of a spoiler that they tell you what's going to happen before you get it, but you almost have time to then, I guess, prepare yourself, even just process what's about to happen in real time, because that was insane. I mean, like I was saying, I can't believe someone would get help. Did you not just see what kind of accident just happened? The guy fell, if you want to call it that, 5-6 stories? I mean, obviously it's a dummy, so it's not the actual guy, well, luckily. But honestly, I don't even think that was the worst part. The fact is that he kind of got chucked off the building via fire, and so I don't know what the harness is really going to do, whether it's in date, out of date, on you or not. If you are next to that thing, I don't think you're going to be having too good of a time either. I mean, I guess at least with this one, they certainly didn't seem to put any blame on him. Like you said, oh, well, look, I'm wearing a busted harness here that was obviously provided by the company. They didn't check the valves, which was also, again, on the company, where the last one was kind of just putting the blame on the girl, even though that was the whole point of the thing, that it wasn't meant to be her fault, but they were trying to put it on her, which again is all part of the disgusting games that legislation and liability claims just try and pin it on the person that doesn't get a say, or in some cases can't have a say at all, because of, well, obvious reasons. I mean, of course, the heartbreaking thing with all of these ads is, like the last one was talking about family being fiance, this one's talking about I'm doing overtime to try and take my kids on a holiday, and they are soon to get a call. Honestly, it is just so sad that all of these things actually do happen. These are real accidents or incidents, if you really want to give them a name. And to be honest, I can only imagine that the writing for all of these would actually be quite easy, because you could probably just look at some really insane incident reports and then just base the entire thing off that. Like, you wouldn't even have to dream up these things, because they do happen. And so look, I said it before and I will say it again, I absolutely understand why these kind of videos need to exist and be out there in the public, and I also applaud them in this case for not going too graphic, or as graphic as the last one. I mean, as a first responder, it wouldn't be any better, but at least from our perspective, it was a little bit more from a distance.
Hey, Jim! You take care of that skid?
Yeah. Oh, 911! We got an accident here!
This was no accident. The company knows it's against code to store that much weight up there. I knew I should have been focused on what I was doing. And it's obvious the supervisor didn't report that broken shelf.
Oh, man. Whether it's just... Oh, geez, Canada does not hold back. I mean, this one was a little bit different in terms of they didn't tell us what the outcome was going to be, but as soon as I saw that metal and a forklift, I just knew the forklift was going to be involved, and it actually wasn't involved how I expected it to be, but it wasn't any better. And I mean, look, he clearly went through and listed a whole bundle of hazards just associated with this, but honestly, something that I'm surprised about is the fact that I've never seen a forklift without its roof guard. What is going on there? And I mean, we can clearly see later on how individualized they all are, and they certainly didn't come down in a nice, neat ratchet strapped bundle or anything like that. And so, like I said, how did they even get that up there in the first place, let alone it being overloaded, let alone the fact that the shelf was broken, let alone the fact that the forklift doesn't have a roof guard, let alone the fact that he wasn't paying attention and backed into it because he was probably overworked. There were so many different factors that go into this one. It is insane. I mean, this guy must also just be losing his mind, because to be witnessing what you've just witnessed and then also to see this guy stand up with everything going on there, not for me, thanks. But once again, I have to applaud the WSIB for just bringing this kind of information to the masses. I mean, it is clearly confronting, but that is what works in terms of sticking in people's minds and actually making them maybe make the changes that are necessary within any workplace. Oh, ladders. Oh.
An accident! Somebody help!
Okay.
Accident? This was no accident. The company should have replaced that ladder years ago. I knew I shouldn't have reached over like that.
No, but...
And why isn't there a strict policy about two people doing a job like this?
What? Oh, okay, yeah. That one I feel as though is the most preventable out of the lot of them for some reason. I mean, there really are so many things going on within this clip, and you definitely can point fingers at a whole bundle of different things, but even for one, I know in Australia, I'm fairly sure that A-frame ladders have been completely banned on construction sites, and that's just generally retail maybe as well are trying to follow that. If you are going to be using a ladder, I believe it has to be a platform ladder, but most people then just go for a EWP scissor lift, boom lift kind of situation because, well, you prevent the entire ladder situation in the first place of manual handling as well. I mean, it does feel weird saying it given how she ended up, but I feel as though, I don't know, maybe in my personal preference I would have rather it land on that glass cabinet than just landing on the floor, as even though she did get quite cut up and she did also have a broken wrist, I feel as though it's going to break the fall a little bit compared to just landing straight on the concrete. I mean, I guess it also depends just exactly how you fall and what hits first, because if you hit your head on either, it's kind of game over, to be honest. Oh, Jesus. I mean, to be honest, watching it again, I don't think either thing or anything is preferable in that regard. I don't think you can really say, oh, well, I guess if you did this, it would actually be preferable, because maybe just avoid the entire thing in the first place is, I guess, exactly what they're getting at. And so look, I do believe that for so many people over the course of their entire career, they do get put in many a situation like this, and they're just trying to get the job done. They're just trying to do their job in the first place. And of course, there are always going to be, like I said, finger pointing that can happen and go, oh, well, you shouldn't have done this and that should have been different. And look, they technically aren't wrong. There are always going to be things that you should either do or not do based on your technique, their equipment, or even just the focus and concentration that you can give in the moment. But what these PSAs are trying to get at is the fact that safety is everyone's responsibility, from the individuals to perform the operations correctly, to the employer and everyone else to provide the provisions to even perform the task correctly. Because for goodness sake, no one should ever be put in a situation like this one, or like anything that we've seen today, where they feel expendable. I mean, like everyone keeps saying, there were worldwide worker shortages, and so companies should really just be doing everything they possibly can just to be keeping people healthy, happy, and coming back to work tomorrow. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I am going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to do the YouTube algorithm things down below. Also, congratulations on making it to the end of this video, because you were certainly made of some tough stuff. But if you do want to see some lighter stuff, I've got plenty of other videos to see. Also, make sure to go check out the original videos down in the description below, or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.